What's up there, ladies and gentlemen? We are going to be playing some Road to Regionals for VGC 2018. We're going to continue using my not good team because I have to catch all the legendaries and I really don't have too much time to do so, so I might be trading with other people to acquire the legendaries that I do need to make more teams. I do have those teams on Showdown, but I want to get them in-game. So we're going to continue using this maybe for like another week or so, just until I get those legendaries and get the teams in-game. Also, as you may notice, I am in my work clothes. I have literally no time whatsoever to record this week. Unless I do it now, and I'm doing it now. And, like, I just don't care. I came from the gym. I'm in my work clothes. We're just going to do something. I figure one video this week, if anything, is better than nothing. So, hopefully it'll be a good one. And for whatever reason, this cart made me register my system again. So, hopefully my rating didn't reset. So apparently my rating reset, despite the fact that I haven't used this card on any other system to play on BattleSpot. Unless the season restart, which really wouldn't make any sense because the game's only been out for roughly a week. And I'm thinking today's Monday. So I'm thinking they're going to be doing maintenance in like 45 minutes. It's Sunday, so hopefully, well, we will be able to get some games in. So. Unfortunately, our setting, our record restart. I played some games off of camera. I was like 12-1. I was like 7th on the ladder at one point. Again, I have absolutely no idea as to why my setting had restart. So that's something completely new to me. I did make a change to this team, as you do see. I took the Persian off and I put the Mimikyu on there just so I have a little bit more flexibility of getting up Trick Room and having a counter to anything that might be weak to Fairy, such as like, you know, Garchomp, Salamence. I think it even does a lot to Landorus. Unintimidated, that is, because we do have the Mimikyu Z? I think that's what it's called. Or Mimikyu. It's like, wait, that's just the same thing I just said. We have the Mimikyu's signature Z move on here, which is Let's Snuggle Forever, which is a terrible, terrible Z move name. It's so kiddie-ish, I don't even want to look at the Z move when I use it. But it does have a 15 point base power increase over Farium Z. So of course, if it has more power, I'm going to use it because it's basically a Farium Z that dishes out more damage, and of course we're going to go with that. And I think it's kind of silly that we have to go through the all of the notions again if we can't find the match. So we're going to just hop right back into this. I can't see why it would be too difficult. As you see, I do have some of the Legends themes unlocked. So Jonathan from the United States, 1500s, looks like he's just starting out as well. I'm having a tough time trying to figure out as to why my rating had reset. Anyway, this is a VGC 2017 team. Jonathan could very well be practicing for Memphis Regionals. It's on the wrong cart for that because the official championship ladder is VGC 2018 in this game. He knows what he wants to do, so if anything, he's probably going to lead the Hariyama and the Arangaru. So it's very hard Trick Room team. Very hard Trick Room. And he doesn't have the availability to fake out. He can't fake out the Mimikyu. So I'm actually going to lead the Mimikyu. We're going to bring the Mimikyu right here. I don't feel that Bulu is the right call on here because he can't really hit much on his team at all. We're definitely going to bring the Snorlax. Do I bring that in the front? Because he's going to be inclined not to set up the Trick Room. I can also double up into the Oranguru with the Let's Snuggle Forever and prevent him from getting up the Trick Room. And also leave with my Staraptor as well, and then I could just go for the final Gambit. Also, I can lead the camera up too. Got a lot of good options right here. Gonna bring the Snorlax in the front. See if I can get set up pretty early. I'm gonna bring the camera up and. I'm going to bring the Staraptor in the back. I'm going to try to prevent him from getting up the Trick Room. I could have also led the Staraptor, get an Intimidate down onto his Hariyama. Draw the Fake Out into that as well, although he can't Fake Out the Mimikyu. And if he gets up Trick Room again, it's not the end of the world because I do have a Snorlax. And he's not even going to be doing half damage to me with the eruptions, even if it's in the sun. Yeah, Hariyama and Oranguru is what I thought. You fake out and then you Trick Room. And again, if he gets up to Trick Room, it's not the end of the world. He could very well hard switch into his Torkoal onto the Hariyama slot. Another thing in which I can do is I can actually taunt right here. He might be Mental Herb. Again, if he's Mental Herb, that's fine. It's not the end of the world if he gets up Trick Room again. But he could also double up into the Mimikyu then the following turn. So, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to go for a Let's Snuggle Forever. For that in the Hariyama. Yeah, I'm going to go for it in the Hariyama. Because he might be inclined to go for a... Let's bring in a camera up there here. It'll resist a close combat. It's gonna be taking a lot of damage. I just don't want to get a close combat entity. Well, if he's not going for the fake out. Okay, so yeah, he might have been going for the close combat. So I don't know why I wasn't thinking correctly right there. Wait, am I on the right ladder? I don't think I'm on the right ladder because it's 10 minutes for your time. Yeah, we're on the wrong ladder, so maybe that's why it made me register my system for this. Might be battle spot doubles. Anyway, the Hariyama is definitely going down right here, which also gives him a free switch into his Torkoal, which definitely is not the greatest. Because then he could just double up into the Mimikyu, knock that out. I do get a switch into my Snorlax, but then yet again, at what cost? I do get my camera upped in, and again, if this was mid-speed camera upped, it would have been able to outspeed. Is he going for a Z Trick Room? Possibly going for a Z Trick Room so that he can bypass the taunt. Yeah, he's going for a Z Trick Room, so him going with Z Trick Room, it does make sense there, because if I were to taunt him, he'd still be able to go for the Trick Room, because Z moves completely ignore taunts. Yeah, he brings in his Torkoal. Again, is absolutely fine because an Eruption... Okay, so an Eruption isn't taking out my Camerupts. Double Up will probably take out my Camerupt. And if that happens, he's not taking out my Mimikyu. So I can actually reverse the Trick Room, and I'm not going to protect the Camerupt right here. I'm actually going to Earth Power the Torkoal because I don't think the Torkoal is going to... I don't think the Torkoal protects right here because he's going to take advantage of the Trick Room. And I don't think... I think he just goes for... Oh, that's right. He can go for an Instruct. Oh, Heat Wave. Okay. So, yeah, this isn't... Double Heat Wave's not even going to be able to take me out. I forgot about the possibility of Instruct, so... Yeah, I haven't really... Face Memi. Whoa! I forgot. Yeah, we underspeed, so that's even better. I'm just being really dumb in this. Yeah, he goes for an Instruct right there. So because we underspeed the Oranguru, we're gonna reverse the Trick Room right here. I'm just being really, really silly right now because obviously Camerupt would have been able to outspeed the Oranguru. All right, so let's see who he has in the back. He has the Vikavolt, so Camerupt is just looking mighty fine right here. Bug attacks, electric type attacks. The Vikavolt literally cannot do anything right now. So now I'm inclined to taunt because he doesn't have a Mental Herb. And I'm just going to Heat Wave right here. Really no reason for me not to Heat Wave. And then after this, we're going to hop back onto the championship ladder. I'm dumb. This could very well be Vikavolt if he's not going for a... Protect. He has Earthquake on his Oranguru. Yeah. So I feel like we're playing on Pokemon Showdown instead of Flash Cannon, instead of Battle Spot. This is like a team you would see on Showdown, just like silly sets and all shiny Pokemon. Alright, and the Heat Wave's gonna go out. Vikavolt avoids, but again, that's fine. Because I know I can just bring in my yep, I can bring in my Staraptor. I could just go for a Brave Bird into the Vikavolt. He can't hit me with Earthquake. Can't imagine what else the Oranguru would have on him. He has Instruct, Trick Room, Earthquake, maybe a Psychic type attack, but that would be fine because I'm going to be going for Brave Birds. Yeah, So, game's pretty much over. I'm just not even going to risk the miss. I'm just going to go for the Earth Power right there because the Brave Bird should be doing a lot of damage to the Vikavolt. Yep, so Vikavolt's not going to protect. It's probably AV, I'd imagine, if it didn't protect on the heat wave, potential heat wave. Going to go for another Earthquake. I didn't pay attention as to how much damage it did on the previous turn, but I still don't think it's going to be able to take me out. Yeah, it's not doing anything to the Camerupt. Trying to think, why would you have Thunderbolt on, I mean, not Thunderbolt, Earthquake on your Rangaroo, unless you, maybe it's, like, 0 IVs in, attack, you have the Earthquake on it so that you can hit your Torkoal and it's a weakness policy Torkoal. I mean, that would be the only thing that's making sense, but then at that point you're also weakening the powers of Eruptions, and leave yourself open to get crit as well. Because it's not like it's, you know, a Bulldoze into a really high defense, Metagross. And Bulldoze has a lot less, base, it's a lot less, like, the base power is a lot less. It looked like I was throwing this game at the end, but I knew I had it, so I didn't care if I lost my Staraptor right there. I just wanted to get some chip. Could have very well went for the final Gambit, but there's really no reason to go for that. Well, I guess there would have been a reason to go for that, because it would have done more damage. Even if I didn't KO the Vikavolt, I still wouldn't be able to take it out with the follow-up with the Snorlax, but the Snorlax still does its job right there. And if Snorlax didn't take it out, the Heat Wave probably would have taken it out if I would have connected. So, we're 1-0 on the the doubles ladder. We're definitely not going to continue on the doubles ladder because we want to be playing on the championship ladder. So let's see if we do this correctly now. And that didn't take us too long. Oh, I think it's about 12 minutes. So that kind of was like a VGC battle right there. So I might consider that depending on how long the next battle is going to be. Yes. All right. So I've been playing a lot of best of threes with my buddies. So I think initially my thought process was, oh, I'm gonna pick double battles, because you have to pick double battles and then you pick the rules of the double battles that you want to do. So there we go. All right, so we're finally back. Player from Spain. It's pretty late in Spain right now. It's like 11:30 at night. So they want to get some Pokemon in. Wow. All right. So interesting team. So you're gonna have residual recovery with Tapu Bulu. Tapu Lele is actually going. It's like the Tapu Lele and the Kangaskhan. I don't see that on teams too often because it's kind of counterintuitive, because you're not letting yourself get off fake outs or sucker punches unless you're doing it on a Pokemon that is either levitating or flying. Grassy Terrain is going to bump up the attack Leaf Blades from Kartana, and I don't know whether or not Politoed gets Soak. If it does, it could be Scarf Politoed with Soak and then Leaf Blade on Kartana. That's scary. It's definitely scary. I'm inclined to lead with my Mimikyu right here because, again, he can't fake me out, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have Mimikyu on this team, because you can't fake it out, whereas you can on the Aromatisse. Is anything on his team would want to have Taunt? Not really. But the Tapu Bulu and the Kangaskhan and the Kartana can really hit the Snorlax hard. So I'm gonna lead the Mimikyu right here. I lead the Staraptor. I can get an Intimidate down. And then I could bait the Fake Out into that and then switch it into my Snorlax. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then, how does my Bulu look? I mean, it looks nice for the Politoed. He's got the Kartana, he's got the Arcanine on his team, and the Kangaskhan still hits the Bulu really, really hard with double edges. So, unfortunately, Bulu's going to be taking a seat in the back there. I'm probably going to be bringing it to Feeny matchups. So let's see how this works out. Staraptor is obviously going to lead in the front. I could very well pick up a quick KO. I want to see... Okay, the Lele's going to lead right here. Let's see who is faster. My Intimidate goes faster, great. So I can go for the final game into the Lele. Because that will prevent him from going for the double up. Because if you Scarf Lele, he could very well go for the Psychic into the Mimikyu, and then the Smart Strike into the Mimikyu. That would be able to take me out. Although he is Intimidate, so that might not be able to take me out. So I'm going to go for the Trick Room right here. Who do I worry about more, the Kartana or the Lele? So I can bring my Snorlax, and the Lele Psychics is just going to be doing so much damage. So I'm inclined to go for it in that, but the Lele could very well protect. But he has to want to stop me from getting up Trick Room. Yeah, so Lele's not going to protect. And it could very well be Scarf Lele too, because I ensure that I am able to outspeed, my Staraptor's able to outspeed modest Scarfed Leles, which usually all Leles are. There's really no reason for you to run Timid. And the Leaf Blade into the Mimikyu. Great, we're going to be able to get up Trick Room. And we're going to be taking out the Lele, which is a really strong attacker. I didn't bring my, unless he brought his Bulu in the back, which he could very well have brought it. And if he brings in his Kangaskhan, he's not going to be able to fake my Snorlax out, which is great. Actually, I wish I could team preview him. Who did he have? Did he have the Politoed? He had the Politoed. I can't go for a Sunny Day, unfortunately. Huh. I was fearing the fake out. I think the Aromatisse was better call here because of the Sunny Day. So, in that case... Yeah, in that case, because the Politoed might come in here, it's going to be able to... No, the Arcanine comes in. I could have just brought in my... Wow, I could have just brought in my, my Camerupt and then just gone for Earth Power or a... So obviously my play right here, he could have brought in his Arcanine right there to also go for a Roar. It's what I'm fearing the most. So in that case, I'm actually going to go for a Taunt right here. The Taunt would only be good for the Roar, though. If he goes for a Will-O-Wisp, the Arcanine's going to be able to outspeed my Mimikyu. Do I still go for that call? I think I still go for that call. Mimikyu also outspeeds the Kartana, which is pretty good, actually. So I could go for the Shadow Claw into that. I'm actually just going to go for a Let's Snuggle Forever right here, and then I'm going to go for a Belly Drum. Because I anticipate my Mimikyu to go down right here. And I want to get big damage off into this into Kartana. It could have just been completely unnecessary, but let's see. Will-O-Wisp. There was nothing I could do about that because the taunt was going after the Will-O-Wisp, so let's see where the Kartana goes for. These are the times in which I wish I had Ghost DMZ. Because then I could just first turn Ghost DMZ, Destiny Bond, and then I can go for the Trick Room. He would have to take me out in order to prevent me from getting up the Trick Room. Also, I could have gone for like a taunt into the Arcanine. This animation is really cool, but the name of it is just so dumb. And then the next turn I can go for Shadow Claw into that slot. Wow, that does nothing to Kartana. Well. Okay, and he's going to go for a Leaf Blade. Into the Mimikyu. It's not going to be able to take me out. So I guess he doesn't have Smart Strike, I'd imagine. Alright, so who else does he have on his team? Anything that's flying? Nothing is flying. So I'm actually going to go for I'm going to go for a Shadow Claw right here. How many turns of Trick Room left? Shadow Claw even I don't think the Shadow Claw takes out the... I'm going to go for a switch in right there. High horsepower into the Kartana. I'm going to take out the Kartana because what does the Arcanine do? Is it Flare Blitz? He does recoil damage to himself. He can't Will-O-Wisp my Camerupt, and I'm going to be able to take out the... and the Arcanine protects. That's perfect because... if anything, it was going to be doing the most damage. It's definitely the Kartana right here. I think I did enough chip in order to be able to take him out with a high horsepower. Wow. Okay, so going for a Shadow Claw definitely was the call the previous turn, so definitely whiffing that. That is a definite misplay on my part. I guess just feeling way too comfortable going with the with the Let's Snuggle Forever and thinking it would do a lot of damage, even though I'm adamant, but still. Earth Power is going to go in this slot again. There's nothing on his team that's flying. He could very well switch into Bool on that slot, but I could also go for a Heat Wave, so I don't think he wants to do that. And then I'm going to go for the safe return into the Kartana. The Kartana can now protect, but then I'm also getting a lot of damage off into the Arcanine. Arcanine's going to be brought out right here so we can get another Intimidate off. Politoed is going to be coming in right here. Politoed may also protect the next turn, which is going to be very unfortunate as well. Kartana is going to go down right here. Arcanine's attacks, like Flare Blitz, are also going to be weakened. And I could have very well have saved the Let's Snuggle Forever for the Politoed. So we're going to get some good damage off into the Politoed. So it's good that we actually had gone for an Earth Power. I would say at least 40%. Actually more than that. Wow, okay. So we're going to be able to go for the Earth Power and then the return into the Kartana. Because I think there's 2 or 1 more turns of Trick Room left. There's actually 1 more turn of Trick Room left right here. So I'm going to go for... Should I go for the Switch Out, actually? I think his play... He has to protect the Politoed, because I could just go for the Earth Power into the Politoed. And I'm going to go for the return into Kartana. It has to protect the Politoed. It could also be Scarfed, but I'm going to be playing the game, and hopefully it's not Scarfed. Yeah. So if it wasn't Scarfed, it had to have gone for a Protect right here. Kartana going for a double right here is really... Yeah, I was going to say, that would be really, really risky. It doesn't lose anything by doing it, though, because the Kartana was going to be taken out if it didn't get a double Protect off. And if he brought in his Arcanine right there, it was taking a lot of damage. So that was actually a really good call on his part. So he's going to bring in the Arcanine right here. So all he has to do is go for the Scold into the Mimikyu. He's going to Intimidate all my Mimikyu. I think him setting up the rain is better for me because my Snorlax is my win con in this. I think if anything, he goes for the attack with the Arcanine. Well, I think the Flare Blitz would be able to clean out my Mimikyu, and then he goes for the Scald into the Snorlax with his Politoed. So I'm actually going to Shadow Claw into that. That should be able to take out the Politoed, and then I'm going to bring in. I'm not going to recycle. I'm going to go for the high horsepower into the Arcanine because I don't think it's going to be inclined to protect. There's really no reason for it not to. He's got to stop me from getting up the Trick Room. That does nothing. What kind of Politoed is this? That does nothing. Mimikyu is so weak. So he's probably going to go for the Scold into the Snorlax, so Recycle might have been a better call. Alright, good. So, taking me out because of the Trick Room. So, at least I get some chip on, but I proc his Berry. I think not going for that play right there was actually a better call. That does a lot of damage. It's going to proc the Arcanine's Berry. Alright. Alright, so the question is, do I call him on his Protect? I don't think a double up will be able to take out the Snorlax right here. So, if he wants to take out the Snorlax, has to double up into the Snorlax, because my camera protecting right here is really, really obvious. So, I don't think he attacks into the Camerupt. But I'm going to go for it anyway, and then I'm going to recycle right here. Again, Flare Blitz is going to be doing less damage. He also doesn't have a Berry anymore. Arcanine's going to protect. Don't understand that play. The play is to double up. Scouting for my protect, but still, nothing is really threatening the Arcanine. Granted, I can go for a high horsepower into that, but now he's letting me get off a free recycle. And if my camera up goes down right here, that's fine, because I could just go for the return into the Politoed. I think there's one more turn of rain left after this, and the Flare Blitz really isn't doing too much. Yeah. So, I'm just going to go for an Earth Power. If he decides he wants to double up into the Snorlax, that's fine, and I'm going to go for the return right there. Snarl, it's not going to be doing too much to the camera up. The Scold shouldn't be able to take out my Snorlax. Encore. So, I think based off the amount of damage that I had done to the I should have targeted down the Politoed actually with that. I was thinking I would be able to take it out. I didn't even consider Encore. But my berry's going to proc right here. I'm going to have to play these Encore turns correctly. So I have 2 more turns of Encore after this, right? Didn't even consider Encore. Alright, so let's look at the Snorlax right here. Yeah, so 2 more turns of Encore left after this. So all he has to do is he goes for the Scold into the Camerupt. Well, the Camerupt protecting right here is really obvious, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to Earth Power right here, and then of course I have to recycle. Because he could just go for the Scold into the Snorlax, anticipating my Protect. But the safe play for him is to go for the Scold into the Camerupt. Yeah. So I could have just protected right there, but it really wouldn't have made a difference. Because then he could just... I would have to get off a double Protect. Didn't even consider Encore. Now he could just Timer Stall me. So I have to go for a Recycle right here, of course, because I have 1 more turn of Encore left. I didn't see his timer. Still don't see his timer. Yeah, Scolds aren't doing too much. Recycle's gonna fail. Some burn damage. I should have went for the Earth Power into the Politoed. Because now he could just go for the Encore again. Again, I can't see his timer, which is kind of odd. Because I can Encore stall him, but I don't think I have enough time left. Alright, so this might end up yeah, wow, he has a lot of time left. I think I might just forfeit right here. That was my own fault for not going for the Earth Power into the Politoed. I completely blame myself for that one. Him having Encore is a great tech right there because it locks me into Recycle. Actually, that's a pretty good play because he's not stalling out his own Scolds. I hate how you have to like hit Recycle and then what Pokemon you want to recycle on. Of course, it's going to be the fucking Snorlax. You can only do it on the Snorlax. Alright, so he's going to go for a Skull. Yeah, it's going to proc my berry, and I'll be able to recycle again. And I can't remember whether or not the recycle ends after this. If he Encores me again, I have to hope for a really huge choke right here because I've been taking up too much time. I think, like if I wasn't commentating, I wouldn't have taken up so much time on my your time. So I probably would have had a better chance because I would have more time on my clock, and I might have been able to Encore stall him. Because this is 3 Encores right here. If he used all of his PP ups, he would only have 4 left, and I have plenty of time on my clock. I could have definitely have stalled his Encores out. I'm going to just go down to timer. I really am just going to go down to timer right here. Okay, I know I can't do that. Persong. I think that was the choke that I needed because I'll pass out last. Wow. Why would he do that? Wow. Why would he do that? So I'm basically just mashing the A button right now. Because we're both gonna go down on 3 turns. I think now, like, I don't even have to, like, when my Encore ends, I don't even have to go hit and hit return. There's really no reason for me not to for me to do that because the Parasong's gonna take me out last. Therefore, I'm gonna win. So my opponent might not understand how Perish song works. When you have, let's say, for an example, like you have right here. You have Snorlax versus Politoed. Politoed is faster than our Snorlax. So when our Perish counts fall to 0, the fastest Pokemon faints first and the slowest Pokemon faints last. The last Pokemon to faint is actually the team that wins. So, I mean, playing the game out and not forfeiting actually is going to win me the game, even though it is well in his favor. If I had more time on my clock, of course, I'd have just stalled out his Encores because his Skulls weren't really doing too much. And as you see right there, I actually faint last, therefore I win. So, I mean, that's a mechanic that my opponent should very well know how to use if he's using Perish Song. I can't really say that it's, I mean, it is a choke, but at least he'll know now in the future that the last Pokemon that faints is the Pokemon that actually wins the game. Anyway, since that game went a little longer than I actually wanted it to, I'm going to end it right here because we're at almost about a half an hour. I hope you did enjoy this episode. I know we were playing in double spot battle spot doubles in the first battle, and then we end up playing in the championship ladder in the second game. It was a little... I played very, very carelessly in this episode, probably because my mind's elsewhere right now, and I have so many things going on, and I just wanted to make this video, so I'm kind of forcing myself to. My mind's not in the right spot, but we end up pulling out 2 wins right there with this team. Anyway, I'm going to end it right here. There's really no reason for me to keep battling on. I hope you guys did enjoy the episode. Keep watching on, keep battling on. Hopefully we see some of you out there in VGC 2018, some new players, and I'll catch you all later. Peace. Peace. This is going to be a busy week. Wish me luck.